So Sweet Pure Honey is the name of our family bee farm, and really it was born out of necessity. I am a business person who wears different hats. So not only am I an entrepreneur or a mom, we're actually bee farmers and we produce the products and food that we sell.
Health Redesigned is my baby. It's a business, and my vision is to create a world where no one has to suffer from preventable diseases. And that's really what Health Redesigned is about, is empowering you as the client to have the tools and the skills to take care of yourself.
We were tired of being at the mercy of market fluctuations, and literally our family's income is dependent on decisions made around the world. So Sweet Pure Honey was born out of necessity to bring extra income into our family of 5. Nice. And literally my husband and I brainstormed it, figuring out how are we going to make more money. I had a lot of really smart people who helped me very early on, basically convince me my story is what was going to sell the product. Now, lucky for us, we have an exceptional product, but it definitely was a combination of both skill, honesty, and authenticity that came together to create our brand into what it is today.
So it's twofold. So the exciting part of the story is my personal experiences with health. So when I was younger, I had a large overbite. I could fit my thumb sideways between my upper and my lower jaw. It caused a lot of clicking, a lot of locking. And by 18, I could barely eat solid food because my jaw was so just things were not lining up properly. So had jaw reconstruction, and then ended up with chronic sinus infections on and off for 6 months with antibiotics over and over and over again. And it crushed my immune system. So then I ended up with a host of things that young 18, 19, 20-year-olds don't get. So at that early age, I had shingles 3 times, like 3 summers in a row. It was across my face, across my neck. I had gout. I had staph infections, fungal infections, inflammation in my knees so bad I had to walk upstairs sideways. My sleep fell apart. My mental health fell apart. And I literally thought I was going crazy. I felt broken. And that's the quick version of my story. There's obviously a ton of other pieces. Like literally it was one thing after another after another. And I was in this horrible spot where I didn't know what to do. And so through the healthcare system, I felt really stuck. I wasn't getting the results. The blood tests and the exams that I was getting done said there was nothing wrong with me, when clearly I wasn't healthy at all. Spent thousands of dollars on alternative medicine, and again, wasn't really getting results. So what I talk about with all of my clients is really what's come out of my own experiences of trying to heal myself. And it comes down to 7 core pillars that I found in all of the wellness programs that are out there. And some will talk about 4 here or 3 here. And like everybody has their different number of pillars that are important, but it really comes down to there's commonalities between all of these different health and wellness programs. And it's not just one thing that's going to fix your health. It's when we look at that as a big whole and the combination of how all those factors interact together to really give you this foundation for health. And that's really when I started to see the transformation in my own health. It wasn't just sleep, it wasn't just nutrition, it wasn't just exercise, but it was working with all of those together. And while I'm far from the ideal of perfect, none of us will ever be there. I am so much healthier. And I really don't want anyone else to have to suffer through what I went through. The professional side of the story is that I worked as a personal trainer, as a coach, worked with triathlon in the fitness industry for about a decade, went back to school, went into nursing, and just found that by using these same principles that I've gotten really good results with my clients, whether it be in personal training, whether it be in nursing, and felt like this information, although it seems common, and while it's quite simple, it's not common knowledge and isn't widely practiced in terms of how we do medicine. And so I'm really passionate about sharing my story, as well as just helping people to really feel like you can actually do this, that you've got the skills, the tools, and you are not broken. You've got everything you need. You are whole, you are resourceful, and your body knows how to heal. You just have to give it the right things in the right order to be able to do that.
Honesty, being honest, not allowing your vision to cloud the reality of what's happening in your present business. I think it's very important to stay focused and have an eye on the future, but you have to be honest when something is not working, to drop it or change it. And a lot of people, because of the time or the investment, will not change or adapt because they don't want to let go of that. But if it's not working, every day you're spending trying to keep that, you're not moving forward, you're not growing. You don't have a strategy in place that is going to expand and change and eventually draw new clients, new profit, new growth, new innovation into your business. And reaching out, I would say definitely do not miss the opportunities to connect and collaborate. There is a time and a place definitely to do things for money, but you have to schedule in your business, in your daily life, helping and giving and networking in ways that you do not profit. It should definitely still be beneficial to you. Like for me, I only do things that I enjoy. I don't want to go to something and not be actually having fun or enjoying that. But you have to step outside of your own bubble and the people that you communicate every day to have a broader perspective of what's going on in the world. And it only adds to you and your business.
You know, for me, a lot of it was that I dove in too quick. And so I think, you know, as a lesson is like, you need to be able to feed yourself and you need to be able to support your family. And so I think that, you know, there's this illusion and I definitely got caught up in it of like, you know, for me, I do a lot of online courses. So the idea of like this $10,000 course launch or that, you know, we see these like overnight successes and we don't realize how rare that is. Like that is the unicorn to see like the right time, the right place, the right product. And it just like it blew up, it took off. That is the unicorn. That's like the 1% of people that actually make it that way. And so I think my biggest lesson was that, you know, you still need to have a side gig. You need to have something that's going to pay your bills, that's going to, you know, be able to give you that security and stability while you grow your project.
The plans on the horizon, we are definitely moving to more automation. We used to hand pack everything. I realize nobody actually cares it's hand packed. So we are moving to some automation that is going to help free up some cash flow that's not being spent on labor and just automate it. We are moving to being a HACCP certified facility. But definitely the direction for us is going to be exporting. We have an online store, so everything is still custom made, people can order. But moving forward, I am definitely going to diversify and not just rely on one market. And I have heard other people say this, you know, about diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. But I don't know that my generation has ever experienced the loss of a recession or things going really wrong. And now that I have seen that, who would have thought that all of my clients were dependent on oil money? It took me 2 years of that oil money to be gone to recognize all my clients had money trickling in from this oil industry. Now I realize you have to have clients that even if a market tumbles, so for me, even if China's honey has now put a drastic decrease in the price, I can reach out to other countries like Singapore that will pay money for the value I'm offering so that it's not just one country where this honey was going. Now we're going to diversify to different countries. So if something goes wrong in one revenue stream, it's still going to be coming in another.
I mean, I've spent a little bit more time over the past probably a few months breaking into more the workplace wellness market in terms of corporate culture. And so really where I'm going is that I want to be able to scale my program to that bigger picture. Ultimately, I would still like to get it back to the healthcare spectrum because I think, you know, we're living in a world where chronic disease is going up and up and up, and it's costing our system more and more and more. And I think my program would be a great way to support our current system, you know, and to be able to help it be able to do what it does really well. Our healthcare system is great at acute care, and we do a fabulous job at that. And what's happening is that we have all this chronic disease that's sort of, you know, getting in there and complicating the way that the system was intended to work. And so I think there's lots of ways that we can support it in a more scalable, sustainable manner. And so that's really where I'm going to is to find ways that I can really help to support within the healthcare system without it being this privatized, expensive, like fee for service per person way is, and I think honestly that online education is the way that healthcare will be shifting. I'm starting to see it even, in my role within the hospital, is that, there's starting to become a lot more online learning courses for both staff and patients. And I think that trend is going to continue that way. And I'd love to just be a part of that.
On our website, sweetpurehoney.ca.
Hey, great.
And I'm also on social media. I love interacting with people. My husband actually just bought a new microscope camera, so he's going to take some pictures inside the hive. So if people want to follow along and see what goes on inside.
So you can find me on my website, healthredesigned.com. And then if it's on Facebook and Instagram, it's at Health Redesigned. Twitter, I'm not on as often, but it's Health Redesign. The ED was taken, so just drop that on Twitter. But yeah, my website's probably the best starting point. And then I've got the links to the social on there as well.